What are you guys called? The what?
Spire City Ghost Hounds. Hounds, like dogs. Okay, the first half of the year we were the question marks, which was strange. We didn't have a team name. We wore question mark hat, question mark jerseys. And I'm not making that up. And I'm not saying anything positive or negative about it. I am just saying that that's what it was.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. And people love hearing from big leaguers all the time, right? They're like, oh, I love having this guy on, new guest. It's been great. And then I get this group of people that have been clamoring and saying, what the heck happened to Steven Brault? Well, today we get to answer the question, what the heck happened to Steven Brault? Because look who's back on the Rose Rotation. We found him. Yay!
Yeah, you had to search far and wide, but I am here.
For people that have, it's good to have you, man. It's good to see your face and smiling and everything. So let's start with the obvious. Where the heck are you in life?
I'm in Frederick, Maryland, which I've been to before, actually. I was here in 2014 for like 4 days, right at the end of the season, because it was the high for the Orioles at the time. But now they have like one of those draft league teams, which is kind of confusing to me. I don't know exactly how it works. And then they also have us. But because we're here, and the other team plays here, we're on the road like most of the time, which I did not know going into the season. I did not look at the schedule beforehand. But it's fine. I mean, I love it out here. I love the guys and the coach and everything. So it worked out, but it is a lot of traveling, a lot of bus time.
So let's start with this. You
Yeah.
are not affiliated with anyone. This is an
Correct.
independent league team, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I think they would what did they call it? It's called a professional, oh my God, partnership league, Major League Partnership League. That's what they call it. I don't know why it's different. I don't know. They have some kind of deal with Major League Baseball. I don't know what it is.
Okay. The other big part of this equation is that you are no longer pitching.
That is also correct. Yes, I am no longer pitching. Yeah, it was this offseason I was trying to figure out how I could describe this, and I think I actually came up with a good way to do it. You know, in Pirates of the Caribbean, there's the like the black spot or the black mark or whatever that was. That's Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Or like if you get it, then you're doomed to die, you know? So like nobody will touch you kind of thing. That's kind of how my arm was as far as teams go this offseason. So I wasn't able to sign the teams because nobody thought I'd be able to stay healthy. I had a good off season and everything, but then I ended up right when I got out here, my lat went again. Just whoom, I just threw a pitch first outing here, and it just did the same thing it had done. Um, so at that point, it was either retire or try hitting. You know, I'd always wanted to try it, and so I talked to my manager, and his name is Mark Minikazi. He's great. He's awesome, and he gave me the opportunity to do it. I, still struggled with health, but for the most part, been able to stay healthy. But I did knock myself out. So like the little injuries that I get for no reason, like I knocked myself out robbing a home run. So I'm like learning how to do everything again. It's really hard, but it's really fun.
Okay. Wait a second. What the hell does that mean? You knocked yourself out.
Yeah, so we were in Charleston, West Virginia, and I hit a ball that was going to go over the fence, and I was like full sprint back to the wall. I was playing right field, and jumped up to catch it. And for some reason, that wall it's padded, but then like the top foot, there's no padding, and it's just like a cement wall. And I jumped up, and I actually got the ball. It was going to be a home run. I brought it back, but my head hit the concrete, and I lost consciousness, and then fell to the ground, and the ball rolled out of my glove, so it was not a catch. And then I
Oh,
woke up on the ground, bleeding from the head, and then had to go get concussion protocols for like 10 days. There's video of it somewhere. Um, It's you can't really see. It's not the best camera work, but it's pretty gnarly. I hit the ground pretty hard.
So what happened?
I mean, I had to go to the doctor and everything, but I was fine. I just got knocked out. I got a little concussion and I just got like a scrape on my head. It wasn't actually like a big gash or anything. So I super glued it shut. And then,
You did
and
not.
then, no, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Well, the trainer did. Me and the trainer super glued it shut. It's fine now. That was a while ago.
Out of curiosity, was it inside the park home run?
No, he only got a double out of it. Because the
Oh, a
center
double.
fielder was running over to catch it as well
Oh,
because it was kind of right center.
got it.
So he saw me die and drop the ball, and he said he was looking down at me. And my arms are just up like this. My eyes are just rolled in the back of my head, and I'm just bleeding. And he thought I was dead.
The things we'll do in indie ball. I love it.
Right, but he still picked up the ball and threw it into second. So like priorities.
Um, didn't I read that yesterday that you hit a home run and brought back a home run?
I did. Yeah, yesterday was a good game for me. It was fun. Yeah, robbed a homer and I've actually robbed three now. I had never robbed a home run in my entire life, and since becoming an outfielder this year, I've robbed three. It's pretty cool.
Um, how are you doing at hitting?
Uh, I'm okay. I like started off really bad, really slow, and then you get better, and then as you get better, then you think you start knowing what you're talking about, and then you get into bad habits, and then you have to have people come and smack you in the face a little bit. So it's kind of a back and forth kind of situation. But I mean, the frustrations and stuff, oof, that's the good stuff. That's how you know it's working. Um, but no, it's been really fun. I've always liked hitting, so figured I might as well give it a try. It's hard. Oof. And I mean, the pitchers here are, not the same level, obviously, as the guys that are in the big leagues, but they're not bad. They're not scrubs. There's a lot of guys who go from here straight to AAA. You know, it's good baseball, but it's tough, dude. Fastballs, forcing fastballs with ride. Oof. I never really saw those. That was not a thing when I was hitting back in the day. So it's tough. It's fun
So
though.
it's not the same competition that you faced when you were a great legendary two-way player at Regis.
No, I think there was one pitcher in my entire Regis career that threw over 90 miles an hour that I hit against. Maybe two. There weren't many. That wasn't that kind of league. It was a hitters league. That place was in middle of Denver. Everywhere, ball went flying. It was great for a hitter.
Okay, so yeah, give us an idea of what sort of competition we're facing. Are you playing against any familiar names or faces? Are there people that we would recognize?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like on my team, Starlin Castro is on my team. He was a 12-year big leaguer with, a few
Starlin
different teams and stuff.
Castro of like the Cubs, the Yankees, the Nationals, that's Starlin Castro?
That's Starlin Castro. Yeah. Yeah. And we played against Daniel Murphy. He got signed out of this league a little bit ago. Um, I mean, I, Zach Godley. Remember Zach Godley? Played against
Sure.
him. So it's kind of fun getting to hit against these guys that I saw pitch in the big leagues. Um, it's a different perspective, that's for sure. But I know there's more. I'm having trouble thinking of more people like on the fly, but I mean, there's a lot of guys here that have significant big league time because it is the highest level of baseball outside of affiliated, but it's not where people get signed out of the most because a lot of them are older guys. There's a lot of older guys here. A lot of guys in my kind of situation, that kind of 30 to like late 20s, early 30s, like maybe got released or got DFA'd, got injured, just whatever, trying to kind of figure something out and get back. Then there are some young guys who are trying to go from college to independent ball to affiliated ball. And then there's guys that just don't want to stop playing. I think, guys that have so much time and just want to give it another shot for whatever reason, and it ends up being a very high quality level of baseball. There's some good teams, some good players. It's interesting. I'll
Okay.
say that.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the Starlin Castro story because I'm not here to
Mm.
pick, but I want
No,
to kind of figure out, and maybe you have the answer, maybe you don't. That's a guy who made $70 million in the show. 7-0.
right.
Did you ask him like what he's doing still playing?
So I don't know. Um, I don't really know if this is 100% true. It's part of kind of what I've heard him talk about is getting to 2,000 professional hits, something like that. I
Huh.
guess he's kind of close, but I don't really know. I don't know if that's like the only reason or what, but yeah, he can't. He
Okay.
didn't start the season with us. He joined the season like a month too late.
Okay. So he got, I can just tell you this, Major League, he got 1,722 hits.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of what he was trying to do. But I don't. Maybe he's trying to get back to the big leagues and get 200 more hits. I don't know. That's. I mean, it's tough to do, but he's good. Dude can hit. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. He can hit. It's just
You,
like, he's just one of those guys that's just flicking barrels, and it's just he barely ever gets jammed. It's either like a hit or like a hard ground out, or it's pretty impressive.
what what is the end game for you?
It's a good question. So I made this change to basically try to elongate my baseball career to give it one more chance. That was the idea. At my age and with my injury past and everything, I know that that is not likely. Um, but no matter what, this was kind of an experiment. This was something I always wanted to try. And if I was given the opportunity, it seemed an awful shame to waste it. And then if I came out hitting 450, then that's cool. Maybe I'll keep playing. Um, and it's been a good experience, rewarding experience, but it's also kind of a figuring out what's next, same kind of thing. I love baseball, so I want to stay in baseball. So it's trying to see where this could lead and then move on from there. I am not a set plan guy. I never have been. It's just kind of go with the flow kind of thing. So I was given this opportunity. I figured I'd try it, put everything I have into it, and then see what comes next. I'm a simple man, Chris. Simple man. It's not where I wanted to be, you know what I mean? Like I got hurt. What can I do? I had my pity parties. I did my, woe is me. I should still be playing in the big leagues. I should still be pitching, but like there's only so much you can do. So it's a it's a weird place to be, but once you get past like the initial uh, you know, pity party, then you can kind of start to see, the great experiences, everything that, all the chances and everything. But if it wasn't, if it didn't have to be 100% over yet, if there was still a sliver of a chance, I had to take it. So I took it.
When you told your family, I mean, I've talked to your dad a handful of times, really like him. We had your mom on that one time when she did a
Mm.
little drive by for us and everything. I know you have tremendous support from your brothers and Lydia and everything, but this is a long way from the major leagues, it feels like. So when you told them I'm going all the way across country to a place where I'm not going to earn any money and try and come back as a position player, where they all like, Steven, maybe this is the time we all sit down and have that talk.
No, I believe my parents said, okay, we'll be out there like first month. My dad showed up to game one of the season already wearing a question mark hat and question mark shirt. I have a loving, supporting family. It's great. No, they all know, what I've been going through. They've been there the whole time. They're proud of me. So like if you get not many people even get this opportunity to do anyway, and the fact that I can come out and play baseball with, in a professional, good level baseball league and be competitive. I'm not horrific. I'm not useless. It's cool. It's a cool feeling. So if that's all that comes out of it, then it's just like, yeah. So that was cool. Um, yeah, I don't know. They're too good. They're too supportive. They're great. Lydia's the one who told me go to Mark and tell him and ask him if you can be a position player basically before we drive home, because we had just driven 4 days out to Frederick, and then it was immediately that I got hurt. So it was like, well, we're either driving home immediately, might as well go ask him. So she's supportive as well. It's cool. I mean, surround yourself with good people, you get lucky, right?
Love that. That's excellent. Hey, everybody, are you like me? Your summer is jam packed, and then we hit the fall, and the schedule gets even crazier. Kids are going back to school. For me, I get football thrown into my baseball world, and BattleBots is around the corner, and I'm getting dragged this way and that way. And you know what I can't do? I don't have time to prepare those meals anymore. So I let somebody else do the heavy lifting and make my food taste great. That's right. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. It can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. So with Factor, you skip the extra trip to the grocery store. That means you don't have to chop things up. That means you don't have to saute them. That means you don't have to season them. It means you don't have to prep them. And then it means you don't have to clean stuff up at the end. And on top of that, you get all the nutritional value that you need. And this August, get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals. Enjoy the fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered right to your door. They're ready in 2 minutes. That is no joke. You take the heating instructions and off you go. There's no prep. There's no mess. There's no cleanup. And you round out your meal and you replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45-plus add-ons. That includes breakfast items like the delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, yummy, bacon and cheddar bites, potato, bacon, and egg breakfast skillet. I know that I love having everything at my disposal. Yesterday, I sat down. I had one of these awesome shakes that I just snagged out of the fridge. I downed it. It was perfect, like meal replacement for me. One of my sons is like, "Where'd you get that from?" I was like, "My boys at Factory took care of me." So head on over to factormeals.com/Rose50. Use that code Rose50 to get 50% off. That is the code Rose50 at factormeals.com/Rose50 to get half off and enjoy. There's a lot of positive messages here today, but I would appreciate it if you would kind of take us to the depths of this whole thing. We were with you during this journey where you were hurt. You were good enough to continue to be on here during those frustrating times, but you still had a big old smile on your face a lot of those times. How tough did it get for you?
Pretty bad. I would say, once like the end of the off season starts to roll around and you start to realize, like, well, I was working out at a baseball gym, and there were a bunch of guys there all off season. There were a bunch of guys who were already with teams, and then a bunch of guys who were free agents and trying to sign. And those free agents start to sign, and once they sign, then it's like, okay, but then everybody leaves for spring training, and then there's like 5 of us left in the gym. And you're going to the same gym every day when everybody else is going to like the field, to get ready. And it's tough to like keep it going, but you still have lots of people sign during spring training. It's totally normal, all that stuff, and you keep telling yourself, like, things will work out, we'll figure it out. And then I had a good off season. I was feeling good, I was throwing well, I was talking to teams, and it just, after team number 6 or 7 or something basically said, we want to take a look, we're going to show our medicals to our guys and we'll get back to you. And then 2 days later you get the, sorry, we can't take you start to get a few of those, and it's like, oh, so this is happening. And then you do what you got to do, man. Like, it's tough, it's frustrating. I would say I had like a 2-day period probably this off season when I decided that I was going to come out to Frederick, that it really hit me. That was like, man, that happened really fast, like really fast, to go from being like in the big leagues on a big league roster pitching in Wrigley Field last year to not being able to get a job and realizing that I'm going to go play independent ball like that. So yeah, I mean it's tough. There's a lot of questioning, like why? Come on, like I was better than that guy. I was better than that guy. Um, and you kind of fight against that for a while. And for me, luckily, like I said, I have a good support group and everything, but I'm a pretty positive person, and I think everybody knows I want to broadcast. And I'm using this time to learn more about baseball and soak more of it in. And when I'm playing in the outfield, I am usually doing play-by-play to myself because why not? Might as well get the reps in. Because that's what I want to do. I want to narrate, a baseball team for a season. I want to be play-by-play. It's what I want to do. So knowing that that is going to be what I'm working towards, like I wasn't going to play baseball forever. Nobody does. So you always get these eventual, you know, epiphanies of like, you know what? Like I played 5 years in the big leagues. That's pretty dang good. That's not many people can say that, and that's a great thing to have. But it still sucks because I still watch my friends play, and it's like, man, I wish I could be there with them. So still hits you sometimes, and sure it will, probably forever. Like I don't think if you love something, it just the desire to do it just goes away. So I'll be playing baseball on, Sunday men's leagues if I'm not playing as a position player, which I'm still trying to do. So, we'll see.
Um, I was out at Dodger Stadium the other day getting some content with the Cincinnati Reds and ran into your old buddy Kevin Newman. We
Mhm.
took a little selfie, sent it to you. You were much more excited to see Newman in the picture than you were me, but
I
I'm not.
was.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold that against you. That's fine.
It's
Whom
fine.
have you heard from? Uh,
Oh, I mean, I still talk to the same people. I talk to all the guys. Like when I changed over to position player, all my baseball friends were also very supportive. And I still talk to all those guys. I mean, I haven't lost contact or anything. It's like they understand and everybody gets it. But I would say those the former Pirate Greats guys, we still talk all the time. I still get to luckily hear what's going on, which is cool. But also I still watch baseball. I still watch all my friends play. I text them, when they do well or poorly or whatever. So stay in contact, of course. Baseball is great, but it brought us together. But when you're real friends, it doesn't matter.
that's nice. Um,
It's nice.
what? How bad are the bus rides?
Ooh. They're not great. There's okay, so most of the time actually they're like 4 or 5 hours, but we usually drive on day of. So like we will leave
Ooh,
at 8 in the morning and then go to the hotel, hang out in the hotel for a few hours, and then go to the field and play. And we had a 10:30 a.m. game. No, we had a 10 a.m. game. We had a 10 a.m. game, multiple 11 a.m. games. The scheduling out here is bananas. It is like we had a series where we played an 11 a.m. game on the second game of the series in a 3-game series. And then the third day, the getaway day, we played a 7 p.m. game. We just flip-flopped. I have no idea why. It was like a Wednesday and a Thursday. It was just like this doesn't make any sense. Um, but for the most part, we're playing. Some of the stadiums are really new. They're very small. There's like I think the biggest ones are like York and Lancaster get like they can get up to like 8,000, 10,000 fans, but most of them are smaller than that. Um, but I mean, people love it out here, man. This is their baseball. Like this is what they watch, and it's pretty cool.
do they get fans?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten that many, but this is the team's first year, so they're still building a fan base. But yeah, like
Hmm.
I think Long Island actually is it Long Island leads where they get like 5,000 fans a night, something like that. So there's
Not
there's
bad.
people. Yeah, I mean it's not bad. Weekends you get more, but fireworks every Saturday.
How how many of them yell and scream and say, Brault, we miss you on the Rose rotation? It's got to be at least two
I've
or
actually
three.
gotten that more than I would have thought. It's funny. It's interesting because depending on where you go, I played here in Maryland with the Orioles a few times, and so everybody here, they like when they ask me to sign cards, usually they have a Pirate card or two, but they always have my minor league Oriole cards. Like my Aberdeen or my Aberdeen Maryland card, like the Ironbirds, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this card. It's kind of funny.
Cute.
Takes
I like
blast
it.
in the past.
Today's episode of the Rose Rotation presented to you by these guys on over at Shady Rays. I want you to take on the sun with gear that is built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades at a very affordable price. Did you know Shady Rays offers a world-class product? It's just as good as any expensive pair ever worn. They got durable frames. They got extremely clear optics. You look amazing, by the way. And they'll help keep money in your pocket. And that's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in the history of eyewear. Every pair of these bad boys is backed by lost and broken replacements, which means if you lose or you break a pair, even on day one of ownership, they're going to send you a brand new pair. There's no questions asked. You don't have to pick up the phone and say, you know what? I lost these things. I went into the ocean, big wave hit me, and all of a sudden I can't find my. They're going to be like, I'm going to stop you right now. It doesn't matter. We're going to send you a new pair, Mr. Rose. Write your address. We have it on file. So wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Just head on over to shadyrays.com. Use that code word ROSE. You get 50% off 2+ pair of polarized sunglasses. That is the way to roll for the rest of the summer. How is the town that you are in? I think I saw a video, and it looks like this cute little town. It's got like a bunch of these spires around, and I mean it.
Yeah, that's why we're called the Spire City Ghost Towns. That's our name. There's a bunch of spires in Frederick. It's a gorgeous town. It's great. I love it. We live in it's not too hot. We got a little heat wave, obviously, like everybody last week, but it is really nice. Um, so being here is cool. And the last time I was here was so long ago, but Maryland is great. Maryland's wonderful.
Okay,
Strong
what do
suggest go to a crab bake. Just pour Old Bay all over your face.
what do you guys call the what?
Fire City Ghost Hounds. Hounds, like dogs. Okay, the first half of the year we were the question marks, which was strange. We didn't have a team name. We wore a question mark hat, question mark jerseys. And I'm not making that up. And I'm not saying anything positive or negative about it. I am just saying that that's what it was. Okay. No personal opinions. Now we are the Spire City Ghost Hounds. We are teal. They revealed it like in mid to late June, and they're actually really cool. Yeah, yeah. So the uniform is teal. We have like a teal, a white, a gray, and then the hat and the what do you call it? The symbol, the logo is a like a Grim Reaper wolf with a lamp. It's pretty cool.
Do you have anything around the crib that shows the logo? Oh, there it is. There, Rob
Um.
found it. There you
Oh,
go.
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
thing's
I actually
awesome.
was wearing a Ghost Town shirt earlier, but I changed. So
I mean, come on, be proud of who you are. Could have represented.
hey, I am. I love it. I never shy away. Um, but dude, it's been cool. It's obviously it is a strange left turn in the life path that I thought might be ahead for me. But hey, we adapt, we thrive. We don't just survive.
Has Lydia been there the entire time?
No, that was the original plan. But then because we travel so much, she can't. So and I live in a house with four other guys. So it's like being in college again.
You're kidding me. Do you at least have your own room?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have my own room. There are guys that don't have their own room in other houses. There's like a guy living in the living room, like it is grinder baseball. It is the AC in our clubhouse hasn't worked for like a week. It's been like 100 degrees in there. Grinder, you just get through it.
So would you used to be able to walk into a clubhouse and order anything you want? Is it like PB&J Central?
Yeah, yeah, it is. And it's just like, I mean, it's where you are, it's what you do. Like I said, I already did the this sucks, I don't need to do that anymore. Like it's whatever. You just roll with the punches. The pregame postgame food, yeah, it would be nice if it was the show, but you do what you can. Eat a lot of
Are
Chipotle.
are you a little like Crash Davis when you're on the bus rides and people are like, "You played in the show? Tell us about the show."
Yeah, yeah, it is like that sometimes. It can be, it's fun, man. It's a different experiences because there's guys out here. We have a guy on our team who has played independent ball for 13 years. That's been his entire career, and he's not alone. There are so many people playing professional baseball around the country and around the world. A lot of these guys go to, they'll play independent ball here during the summer, and then during the off season, they'll go to Mexico or Venezuela or wherever we'll take them, Australia, and play there, and then come back for the season. And that's what they do. They play baseball year round for like their whole adult life, and they never even get to affiliated. Like we get spoiled because this is what we know. Major League Baseball is what I knew. And and like and I agree. I mean, I totally get it. That's what, like, that's what you want to be. It's what you want to strive to and get there. But there's a lot of guys that have never had that, and they still love the game just as much or more than any of the guys that do. um, it's a good league. Good league. Good dudes.
Hey, you Rose Rotationers, take your shot at a huge wins with DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can score $150 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 on anything. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code ROSE, that's code ROSE, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700 on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. In West Virginia, gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. All games regulated by West Virginia Lottery. Please play responsibly in partnership with Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in Connecticut. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling problems. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. 1 bonus per eligible game. Opt-in required. Max bet $50. 10 plus leg required for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball. Now back to the show.
Who is the guy who's played 13 years of independent ball?
His name is Scott Kelly. Bounced around quite a bit, played in a bunch of different leagues. He's like a second base. He's second baseman, shortstop, small guy, absolutely fiery, spark plug personality kind of dude, just always up, just always yelling, "Let's go! Let's go!" He's a good dude.
So he's got to be in his early 30s.
Yeah, I think he's like 32 or 33.
13
Been
years.
doing this for a while. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. I know. It's like when you hear about the guys who lead the minor leagues in career home runs, it's
Yeah.
just like you never think about it. Like there's a lot of baseball happening, and like there's Atlantic League Hall of Fame, like there's all that stuff, man. There's so much baseball.
Is there a city that you visited that you really liked in particular? You were like, God, I am so glad that I did this. And this is a cool place.
Yeah, like Lexington is cool. Lexington, Kentucky, which used to be a minor league team, but now it's one of the Atlantic League teams, and it's great. And then we went up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is gorgeous, and also Amish country. So we went and like did an Amish village tour and learned how Amish people lived, which was awesome. So yeah, I mean, there's cool places. It's a different kind of thing, you know. We're not going to the big cities anymore. Now we get to find cool little dive bars or, little hole in the wall restaurants. Some really, really good bagel places in this league all around. We go to like Staten Island and Long Island and places like that too. It's good stuff. But it's different. A lot of, like you said, a lot of bus rides. A lot of bus rides. Because we don't do the
And
minor leagues now, do like the 6 days on one place, you
yeah,
know? We don't do that. So
ooh, and you said you have to spend a lot of the time on the road. How long is the season?
I think it's like 130 games, 120 something games. It's divided into two halves. You know, the winners of the first half play the winners of the second half in the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
kind of league. Um, yeah, so it's like that's the way they did it with when I was in college summer ball, but that's the last time I'd been in this league format. But there are some, I mean, some of the teams are stacked. It's crazy.
Um, does everybody get paid the same?
No, there's like it's a small window. Like league maximum, I think is 3,000 a month. So it's not like it's not a lot of money at all for anybody. This is like literally just to try to get to the next step, you know. So yeah, okay, but I need to ask you a question
Please.
because we haven't talked in a while. And I'm just wondering because I do watch all of the baseball still, and I'm wondering what you're thinking about this whole Angels not trading Shohei and going for it thing and signing two more position players yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. So we're taping this on the Monday after they traded for Randall Grichuk and CJ Crone. So I have been a huge proponent, in part because I think my fandom got a little bit in the way of wanting to see Shohei definitely make the postseason. Okay. So I have been against them keeping him. Okay.
Right.
I felt like it was a disservice to the future of the organization because I felt like you would have gotten the greatest haul in the history of deadline deals when it came to a guy who was strictly a rental. I think that people would have paid out of their gourd. You don't think that Tampa Bay or maybe Baltimore for just 2 months of him would have given up some of their substantial young people? I think they would have. But I understand why the Angels didn't. And once you're in, you're in. You like it's almost like bluffing at the poker table. If you're going to bluff pre-flop, you damn well better keep that bluff going throughout the entire thing all the way to the river, or somebody's going to get you on it. So you might as well just keep going. So I don't have a problem with them keeping going. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get the Angels to the playoffs. I'm rooting for them. I want to see them get there because I want to see Shohei and Mike Trout in October. But I don't necessarily agree with it. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I mean I don't think you're wrong. I think that it's almost a moral question at some point because if you're the Angels, there is a chance that the way that we talk about, like the Babe Ruth trade, like that kind of stuff, that
Mm-hmm.
if you miss out on Shohei Ohtani you had a window on maybe who ends up being known as the best player of all time if he keeps doing what he's doing. So if that ends up happening and you never won and you had traded him away for if can you imagine if none of those guys panned out? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it would just be so brutal. So I think at that point it's like you said, bluffing all the way through. I think they didn't even have a choice. Unless they were like 15 games under 500 and they had no chance, I don't think they have a choice because you can't be that team that just let him go. So you
Yeah,
have to try.
but the The other possibility is that they don't make the playoffs, or even if they do and he still leaves, let's just say it's a 20% chance that he stays. So that's still a pretty good chance that he walks out the door and you're getting a comp pick for him. One comp pick instead of trading him for 4 or 5 guys that you're hand picking from an organization instead of praying that the 40th pick in the draft turns into something great. So but I think it's easier to say, hey, listen, we tried. We kept him all the way through. We put all these players around him, and ultimately he decided to go elsewhere. So we did everything we could. Now there's a little nuance to that. It took you 5.5 fucking years to try and build a team around him consistently, and now you hit panic mode a little bit. I mean, they tried. They brought in Anthony Rendon. That didn't work. They brought in Zach Cozart. That didn't work. The
problem is that your Trout window is also, I mean, if you don't win now and you trade for guys that you're expecting to be good 3 years from now, your Trout window 3 years from now is coming to a close there. So it's like you're also you don't want to miss that as well because you missed this window. Does that make sense?
Totally.
That's why I think they have to try, because I don't know if if they trade Shohei away, all of a sudden they're so far away from the
Yes,
playoffs.
they are
You know
far.
what I mean?
They could be. I mean, I think you could get some high end, close to major league ready talent, and we've seen how quickly it's turned in Baltimore with a lot of really good guys who weren't here 18 months ago. So it's real. It's fascinating to me. Yeah. Does your new job as an outfielder, and you were as big a Shohei fan as I know that played in the major leagues, does it make you even appreciate him more?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the thing that I appreciate about him so much now is that just hitting and just watching the way he hits and how easy it is for him, kind of thing. That he can also pitch and do that. But I mean, that doubleheader he had, the doubleheader, the day where you go CG shutout and then 2 homers in the second game. It's something that we talk about. This is fun, and everybody has big media day, everything. But 20 years from now, we're gonna be like, remember that Shohei guy? Remember how good? The way that that our parents talk to us about their players. The way who's your guy? Who's your guy that you watched that was amazing that you got to watch play as a kid?
Well, you got to remember, I grew up in Cleveland. We didn't have anybody. We didn't have anybody great. But I mean, I'm just talking about, I loved watching Pete Rose play baseball as a young kid. I loved watching Mike Schmidt play baseball. Tony Gwynn's probably my favorite at bat to watch all time. Greg Maddux, I would watch as many of his starts as possible.
Okay, so your old guy ramblings there, that's going to be my old guy ramblings when it comes to Trout and Ohtani and Judge, and you know what I mean? And the guys who were, when Verlander was just coming back from TJ at 39 years old and just, destroying everybody, that kind of stuff. That's going to be my old man stuff. And I'm really excited about that. I am. So I hope Ohtani and Trout do it. You know what I mean? I hope they do it. Just for the beauty of baseball.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up. So I told you I was at Dodger Stadium, and I was in the Reds clubhouse last Friday. And we're all watching Shohei's first at bat against Toronto, where he hit yet another home run. And those guys are just sitting there shaking their heads. And I'm standing in front of Jonathan India, who's in year 3, Matt McClain, who's a couple months into the show, and Spencer Steer, who's a couple months into the show. And I turned to them and I said, do you guys understand how fucking lucky you are to be playing in the same area or era as this shooting star? And they all looked at me and they said, you better believe we are. We all watch him, and we can't believe that we have a chance to play at the same time and again on the same field as him. So yeah, I think there is that appreciation.
We always said, that when somebody's going crazy, okay, dude, he just needs to move up to 5A because this is not fair, because this is Major League Baseball is the highest level. There's no higher. So like, but sometimes it feels like a guy like Shohei is like in a different league. Like he's too good for this league. He should be playing the next level up. And the guys that feel that way in the big leagues, I mean, that's when you know it's special. The double header day he had, that was like, travel ball, that 13-year-old kid that was 80 pounds heavier than everybody else when he was 13 and goes in a tournament, first game, throws a CG shutout, second game, hits 2 homers. Shohei did that in the big leagues, the major leagues. Stupid.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Hey, because I know we're going to have to wrap up relatively soon, but you mentioned that you do play-by-play when you're out there in the outfield. Is that really what you want to do? You want to become a play-by-play guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do play-by-play. Nothing against color commentating, but I've always been I love good play-by-play, like following the game, narrating the game, explaining the little things that are going on while also, you know, like I listen to Vince Scully broadcasts. I have for a while. And I recently listened to I think it was one of his first ones, 1957, that Vince Scully didn't even do the play-by-play. He was doing the commercials and like the scores in between innings from around the league and stuff. And it's so funny because all the stereotypes we have of the play-by-play guys in that age are so true. It'll be like I don't know. And Mickey Mantle coming up to the plate again. He's doing so good today. He's got 3 doubles on the day. He can't possibly miss anything. He hits that ball down the left field line. It's going, 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 and it's foul. It's so close you can almost feel it. It's so fast. This whole crowd went absolutely insane, and they do not stop talking the whole time. It's crazy to listen to. So I don't want to do that. I want to find the nice balance. I like the idea of calling what's happening on the field. I think that's one of the things with broadcasting. I think gets lost sometimes, which is understandable. But I feel like sometimes the stories end up taking charge instead of the game. That's like something I've always wanted to do. Instead of be a color commentator who's just in between pitches, I want to be the guy. I want to call the home runs. So, that's what I want to do.
Well, as far as I can tell, and this is just real quickly kind of going through my mental Rolodex, Dwayne Kuiper, Kuip and Krupp, one of the great broadcasting tandems that we've had in the history of the sport for the San Francisco Giants. Dwayne Kuiper was my guy growing up. He was the Indian second baseman. You asked me about.
Well, really?
I mean, he was a great glove. And he's one of the few guys who has made the transition from 10-year ball player to lead play-by-play guy. And he is the guy who, during the Barry Bonds home runs, when he was, trying to pass Hank Aaron, he hit it high. He hit it far. Like, that's him.
Yeah, I know.
So there is a path. It's not a very broad path, but that doesn't mean that there's not room for you.
I tell you what, I don't there are, things that I want that I would love to have happen, right? But like I said, I'm gonna go with the flow guy. I figure it out. I do what I can. However, I do love baseball. So like baseball for me is probably going to factor into my life in some way. But no, man, it's cool. I love listening to play by play. I love that stuff. People are like when people can really describe what's going on and make you feel it, especially radio broadcast. But TV nowadays is just better.
Well, there are a few suggestions I have for you.
Okay.
One is these streaming services, and we are going to go more and more to streaming services. Bally's is, we know what's happening there.
Yeah.
Okay. With some of these teams. So we're headed towards streaming, whether that continues to be on a Bally streaming service or somewhere else for all. And they're going to be looking for younger people who played the sport. They need to have people who understand the information that's being distributed to players today and how to use it, and also be able to communicate with today's fan and the future fans. So you need to be in touch with the Pirates or somehow, and even just get 5 to 10 games worth of experience.
I'm still playing, Like I don't want to. Sorry,
Oh, I know.
I.
The smartest people are the ones who do this while they're playing. Michael
Well,
Strahan used to
of
come on the
course.
Best Damn Sports Show, period, every Monday, regardless of a Giants win or loss. And it wasn't because he loved us, which he did. It wasn't because he wanted to just hang out with us, because he did. It was because he knew the guys who were on the 5th floor, the decision makers at Fox, the minute he was done playing, they're going to be sitting there going, that guy's great. He did it for about 4 years before he retired with us. He did that show for like 3 or 4 years. And then when he was ready to retire, here's David Hill and Ed Gorin handing him millions of dollars, and that helped jumpstart his career.
Crazy. It's crazy, dude. The like the transition that when players make from like playing to like if they go to coaching or they go to, the other side, like talking and stuff. This year they're actually asking players if anybody's curious in becoming umpires, which I had never thought about
Really?
before. Yeah, but like they're asking because they want to get people with professional baseball experience to
Interesting.
become umpires, which I had never like thought about before. And it made me think as soon as they started talking, I was like, I wonder if there are any ex-players that are umpires. I don't think there are.
Not that I'm aware of. Now, there are several NBA referees. Haywood Workman, Leon Wood, who did that. NFL-wise, the head of the NFL, I believe, is a man named George Stewart, I want to say, and he played. So, but baseball-wise, I can't think of a lot. I think it's fascinating. Oh, by the way, with your hat backward, you look like one of the famous umpires in the painting where they're holding their hand out and the raindrops
the Norman
are out there.
Rockwell painting.
The Norman Rockwell, yeah, you look, yeah.
We had that in my living room when I was a kid. Not the real painting, obviously, a reproduction of it.
I don't think I do. But this is all good stuff. By the way, in the off season, if you really want to make a killing, because every parent in Southern California thinks that their kid is going to be, the next Shohei Ohtani. If you want to give pitching lessons in the San Diego area, just stay with family. You could probably make about $300 an hour if you wanted to.
Dude, those lessons, man, that's crazy. It's crazy what people will pay for lessons. I've never really wanted to do lessons because I don't think that that's how you get good at baseball. I think you get good at baseball by playing baseball. So I don't. It's not my jam. I would never do one-on-one lessons in baseball.
Okay. I mean, I'm just trying to help you make,
No, yeah. Thanks for looking out.
When's the wedding?
January 13th. Coming up. We've been doing planning like crazy. It's a lot of work, obviously, but it's a lot of fun. And it's kind of hard doing it at a distance, but we're getting married in Arizona and we'll have plenty of time to get everything like officially sorted out when the season ends. But I'm very excited. Very excited.
Where is, well, maybe you don't want to tell me. It's okay.
It's in Scottsdale. That's all that matters. It's in Arizona. That's where we live now. So
fairly sizable or smallish?
Smallish. Yeah, we're not going crazy. We just want it to be like, party with friends, with the drinks flowing, the music bumping, dun, 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 family and friends dancing around.
Will you sing at the wedding?
I think so. I think I may. Yeah. Just one song, Lydia wants me to. That's the thing, is like things that I think might be like cheesy. It's like, but I'm doing it for her and she wants it. So like obviously it's not cheesy, but to me it still feels cheesy. But like cute cheesy.
Well, not to put the pressure on you, and Robbie, I don't know if you could find this very quickly, but Jordan Mailata, who is an outstanding offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles and weighs close to 350 pounds, sang and I think created a song for his bride. And I want to say that
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I thought about that actually. I thought about like trying to write a song, but I don't trust myself to do it right on a wedding day. You know what I mean? Like, so it probably won't go on song. We'll see. You never know. These things they just pop up. You just do what you got to do. Oh,
Okay. Will there be any former teammates at the wedding, or is it strictly like so small that probably it'll just
oh no,
be
there's definitely former teammates. I believe I'm gonna have the former Pirate greats all there. And other guys that I have played with and know throughout the years. They're they're
really
they're close now. Newman will be there. There you go.
new? Oh, okay. Oh, Robbie found it. Let's
Yeah.
hear a little bit of it. I want to see if I'm right about this. Okay.
Well, I can tell you did not write this song.
No, he did not write that one, but there was another one. But it's amazing. Listen to that voice.
I love it. He has a full live band, huh? I love that. Dude, he's so good.
That's a voice of a 350-pounder who eats up edge rushers.
Yeah. He's got a lot of diaphragm support. He's got a lot of
Is that
big
what it is?
core, nice area that he can really sing around, you know?
Yeah, yeah. By the way, I did in your honor, I busted out the national anthem at the Blitzball 3 championship. Yeah.
How
It
was
was
it?
not it was I had more people come up to me and say, "Okay, didn't know you had that in you."
Did you remember all the words?
You know what? I think there was one word I stumbled over, but maybe they edited that out. It happens.
I need to give a public service announcement. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Chris singing the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
You got
what
projection.
so proudly we hailed that our flag was
Yeah, they edited it to the end
Okay,
because,
okay, thank God.
yeah,
Did you say or for?
or
That's my
O
PSA.
apostrophe ER. Yeah, okay. So that's enough of that.
Okay,
Doesn't
okay. So my PSA about the national anthem. This has been happening for years, and it's time I said something. The word is or. It's an O and an apostrophe ER. It is not for or anything else. It is or. The amount of times that that word gets used incorrectly in the national anthem is crazy to me. Nobody says anything. We just let it pass. It's not right. That's it. That's all I got.
when you did the national anthem that day, where did that rank in your hierarchy of MLB time? Like,
Like
was that
like cool moments kind of thing.
yeah,
That's right up there at the top. I mean, that's pretty close.
really?
It's impossible to beat the debut day because
Right.
I mean you're never gonna have that feeling ever again. Um, and then like probably that's up there, but I think hitting the home run was better, honestly, which is funny because like position players just like do that with regularity. But for me, that was just like the coolest possible thing I could have done. We never, made it to the playoffs, so I don't have any like, oh, when we won the National League Central, like this never happened for me. So, um, but I mean, mostly my moments are just like cool things that happened or I saw, like when Rich Hill threw a no hitter through 9 innings against us, and then came out for the 10th, and Josh Harrison hit a walk off homer, in the 10th inning
Mm.
against Rich Hill, came back out for the 10th. Um, like watching stuff like that. There's a lot of cool moments, but singing the national anthem, that's right there at the top. I was nervous. I was really, really nervous.
You crushed it. You crushed it. That was the first time I remember I was like, we got to get this guy on intentional talk. I was like, this guy's got it. So
Hey, you know what? That's actually funny you say that because that was kind of the idea behind doing it, was kind of like, you know what? I want to I'm going to put myself out there, I want to see what happens if I just put myself out there. And it worked out. I got to do a lot of cool stuff because I sang the national anthem. I got to meet a lot of cool people and sing at a lot of cool places. And yeah, it's just one of those like, you know what? I'm gonna go ask Clint if I could sing the national anthem. And he was
Do your
cool about it.
teammates, do they know?
Oh, they knew that I sang. Like I had sang for them before, and then when I told them I was gonna do it, they were like, "Are you like?" The day came that I was telling them I was gonna do it, and that was the day when everybody was like, "Wait, are you seriously gonna do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm seriously gonna do it. I'm going out right now in uniform." So when I was like standing in the back, with the microphone, and they're all looking at me, and I'm just getting more and more nervous. Like, oh my god, if I screw this up, this is gonna be massive if I screw this up. So I'm glad I didn't.
Nailed it. Nailed it. All right. So what do you have? Another month plus?
Yeah, a month plus, something like that. We've got, I think it ends mid-September. Season here ends mid-September. It's gonna be an interesting, like, finish the season, uh, hitting, see if we can get to a roll here at the end, and then go into the off season. We'll see what happens next. Boogly boogly.
Okay. Well, I know that there's going to be a lot of fans out there that are happy that we found you.
Communicated. Yeah, we don't have any. I don't have a cell phone anymore, so it's a joke. I do have a cell phone. I was
Wait a
just, it was
second
bad
here.
joke.
Somebody's been texting trying to get you on. It's just
No. This is all my fault. I'm saying I apparently don't hold my cell phone in my hand, so I apologize.
No, we had a few times where we thought we were close, and then you were like, my game
Yeah,
is
we
at
had a
11
double
tomorrow.
header. We had a double header scheduled. We were supposed to do this last week, and we had a game get rained out and then get scheduled as a double header the next day. That's right. Forgot about that.
Wait, do we have a game tonight, or are we off
Yeah.
today?
Game tonight, 7 o'clock. This is like the one Monday that we play on. But yeah, we looking to not get swept today. That is the goal.
What is our record, by the way?
Not great. Not great. We had a really tough start to the season. We lost our first 13 games to start the year.
Oh no, I'm not laughing at you, but oh my god.
No. But then what's funny is then we won our next 8. So we went 0-13, and then we went 8-0. So we brought it back to a somewhat reasonable record. But since then it's been, digging uphill. So it's a slow process.
Okay. Is there any possibility we're going to win the second half?
Yeah. Yeah. If we just gotta, we're like 3.5 games back right now, I think. So, I mean, yeah, there's a chance. We just got to do it. We just got to win
By the
baseball
way,
games.
did you just get your other arm done?
No, I haven't changed anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's been a while, so I thought maybe you had added something new. My bad. Sorry.
It's okay if we do. But yes,
All right.
this has been great. I thank you so much.
No, please. This is awesome, and let's make sure that we don't go like 6 months without doing it again.
To be fair, I didn't know what I was doing. So it was like I was still getting, you know what I mean? Literally, this is the first time in I don't know how many months that I actually feel at least somewhat confident that I'm doing this for the time being. You know what I mean? So
Good. Well, let's be a part of the ride wherever it takes
Totally.
us.
Sounds
Like
good.
maybe the next time we do it is like 15 minutes before you say I do. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Hey, Lydia, 1 second. Just hold up. It's gonna be fine.
I know you haven't seen the groom all day, but you know what? The Rose rotation would just love if you just gave a little wave.
Hey guys, just want to say hi to my fans. Hey, I do or whatever.
Tell Lydia hello. Tell your awesome family we say hello. And I don't know. Go hit 3 homers in a game, man. Let's go.
Good. I did.
For our one-of-a-kind producer, the always talented Robbie Scirocco, and Steven Brault, who's part of the, what's your team called again?
Spire City Ghost Hounds.
That's it. Nailed it. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.